engine scream and roar. Northwest Truck Series is kicking down the door. ARCA rigs are flying, dusting up the pines. Sasquatch in the stands, sipping moonshine. Feel the tires burn, hear the crowd ignite. iRacing's finest, day or night. From the Rockies to the coastal line, LSRTV's where the legends shine. Oh, Northwest Racing, let the good times roll. These race covers got rebellious souls. So crank it up loud, hear the engine scream. And LSRTV is bringing you the stream. Yeah, Northwest Racing reigns supreme. 3 wide in the corner, engines revving high. A southern tradition beneath the northwest sky. Checkered flags waving, hearts beat like a drum. Sasquatch roars for every single run. Feel the tires burn, hear the crowd ignite. iRacing's finest, day or night. From the Rockies to the coastal line, LSRTV's where the legends shine. Oh, Northwest Racing, let the good times roll. These race drivers got rebellious souls. Crank it up loud, hear the engine scream. And LSRTV is bringing you the stream. Yeah, Northwest Racing reigns supreme. Guitars are slinging, tracks taking a groove. Northwest boys got nothing to prove. Grabbing gears and rubbing doors. Northwest racers always bringing more. Oh, Northwest Racing, let the good times roll. These race covers got rebellious souls. Crank it up loud, hear the engine scream. And LSRTV is bringing you the stream. Northwest Racing reigns supreme. Watch Northwest Racing with Charles, Wesley, and Jeremy on LSRTV. And maybe Bigfoot too.
Hi, welcome to Day Motorsports. Come on, check out what we got.
Thank you for keeping Day Motorsports in business for over 50 years.
What really sets On-Demand Shirts apart from everybody else is our people. Our people really care about every job that comes through here and they treat it as their own. That paired with state-of-the-art equipment that we use on everything that we touch, that's really what ends up providing the top-notch quality that you guys come to expect. Because we've printed stuff from anywhere from a small boutique shop all the way to Fortune 500 companies, we have experience that goes all across every industry you can think of. From a very small job to 200,000 plus shirt job, we can handle it. Your brand is more than just a logo, it's an identity. At On Demand Shirts, we create professional apparel that makes a statement. From uniforms to corporate gifts, your brand is in good hands. Contact us today so we can help elevate your company.
Hey, it's Wesley Outland, the voice of the Northwest Racing iRacing series on LSRTV, and proudly again on the Community Radio Network. As always, we're excited for another season of the best iRacing Pacific drivers of the Northwest, putting on a show that you all enjoy every Monday night. Join us also on LSRTV or listen on the Community Radio Network at wearecrn.com. The power of radio to the imagination of the listener, iRacing style, CRN LSRTV for the Northwest Racing Series.
Welcome everyone to the Northwest ARCA Racing Series live this Thursday evening as we're tackling a short track, the Bullring there in Las Vegas here. It's the second to final race of the ARCA Fix Series inaugural season. We'll be going underway here with 175 or 150 laps here this evening. Welcome everyone here as we count down the final 2 minutes of this qualifying session. It'll just be myself hearing my voice all night long. My name is Jeremy Stanley, of course. There you go. Triple question marks. Absolutely no play-by-play. I'm everybody tonight, except for the producer, which of course is Charles Wooten, pressing the buttons, doing the magic behind the scenes, and trying to keep up with myself if I request any replays. It's a short track, so that'll be fun for him. Let's see if I can keep him just as busy as I am going to be. It is the second to final race. So there's points implications and points to go over. So Devin West currently holds a whopping 3-point lead over Ryan Bay, the guy who showed up early, hot and heavy, putting on a lot of wins early, and then has a little mid-season to late-season lull, and Devin West has picked up the pace on that. So it's going to be just the number 5 versus the 29 the rest of the season. Third place is Sean Bryceman, but he's 96 points out. 96 points with 2 races left. Not going to cut it. So Devin West versus Ryan Bay, 3-point difference up for grabs. Which driver will walk out of next week, October 2nd, out of Chicago as your champion for the first ARCA Fix Series? And we got 22 seconds left. Looks like everyone's done posting times. 22 entries here tonight, which is great to see. Right now, your top 5, Devin West, Kevin Smith, Chris White, Hunter Crum, and Kyler Hope. As we go over the weather here before we hit the green flag. If we could throw up that graphic there, Mr. Charles, presented by Kaufman Creative. 86 degrees, 7-mile-an-hour winds, but it's a short track, so that's not going to play any factor. 89 degrees, a little bit cooler track temp than I expected. Oh, no, never mind. Now we're going to go changing track state from 89 to... Okay, well, I went back to 89. That's cool. Charles, are you changing my numbers over here? No, I went from 113.89. That was wild, but okay, so it looks like 89 is welcome to the virtual world, right? And it's just over 5 p.m. server time here at the virtual Bullring at Las Vegas. As here we go. Here's the starting lineup for the 22 entries for the second to final race in the ARCA Series. Devin West and Kevin Smith take that first row. Row 2 is going to be Chris White and Hunter Crum there in car 17. Row 3, Kyler Hope in the 13, Ryan Bay in 6th. Row 4, Brian Barnes in the 4, Sean Bryceman in car 46. Row 5 in 9th place, Troy Daggett. Top 10 round out with Tyler Shiflett. Row 6 and 11th is Dana Rogers. Row position, I had that mixed up. Position 13, Brett Johnson in car 7, and 14th, Chris Walters. Row 8 and 15th, Tyler King. And then 16th to the outside, Jeff Stabnow. Row 9 and 17th, Paul Hoffman. 18th place, Sean Pomeroy. Row 10 and 19. 44, Dennis Moore. And then at 20th place, Paul Newton. And the final row, row 11, Scott Hutchison and Frank Harris. Round out the field here. 2 pace laps. We're gonna let these boys lose 150 laps here this evening. Should be a very fun one. Hopefully you keep up with my voice and my voice only. If there's an extra pause or two, like what Wesley gives me every time we transition, we should be doing just fine. Just waiting for these guys to roll off here. I know we got a couple viewers already on the YouTube side. Who's your pick? Devin West or Ryan Bay? Which driver do you think is going to take home the gold next week at Chicago? Really short track. The times around this place actually are mimicking Bristol in a way. It's just over 15 seconds a lap. So it's like 3.7-ish laps per minute, 150 laps. As long as the race goes the way practice has been going, which looks good. It looks good. It's going to be, a pretty quick, solid race, I would say. But you never know when you have 21 drivers, 22 drivers all let loose in the same corner at the same time. This could look nothing like practice. It could be very eventful here tonight. Hope we don't take out our points leaders. We don't want to see them race it out. We don't want to see them crash out. Justin Wilson. Hope for Pope. Appreciate y'all joining with me. Green flag is out. This race is officially underway. The 5 with a good launch over the 00. Going to clear him into turn 1. Contact. Chris White gets spun by the 13 already. Speaking of Hope, caution is out. Hope for Pope to put out the caution on lap 1, turn 2. He turns the 19 with a little bumper tag there. LSRTV replay, quick to jump all over this one. Here we go, watch that 13. Just a little too hot and heavy to turn 1. Barely tags the 19. Cold tires on a sharp radius turn. It's going to send Mr. Chris out right there. That's all it took. Thankfully, down to the infield. Nobody else got right there. No driver involved in this one. Justin Wilson also says game over right after saying hope for Pope. So we gotta figure out where those bumpers are. So we'll see how many pace laps we get here. Should have 3 or 4 laps. No one should be coming down pit road. Everyone's still got the fresh tires. Pace car lights remain on. 2 laps left before we go back to green flag, which will resume on lap 6. So it looks about 4 total pace laps. We already had a couple of quick movers because so. Ryan Bay already up 2 spots, was gifted 1 by the 19 and 13, and he picked up 1 himself, so he moves himself up to P4. So very little work from the 29 to get a little bit closer to Devin West, who's your points leader and race leader. Ryan needs to quickly capitalize on that, get to the front, try to lead the most laps if he can, if he's got the car. Time will tell there. Pace lights are out. We're going back to green flag this time on that lap 6. Pace car down. Restart zone's right outside the turn 4 area. These guys have to restart mid-turn. This will be fun to watch how they tackle that green flag. Back out. Better restart here by the number 5. Gets out by 1 car length over Kevin Smith. Top 4 single file 13. Mr. Hope gonna try to go on the inside of Brian Barnes. Kyler remains side by side with Brian into turn 1 here, trying everything he can. Brian's doing an excellent job, just gets to the center of the corner and has to lift. It's hard to maintain that momentum here on this track on the second, third groove. It is a true short track. Run the bottom, that's the preferred and only lane that you're gonna find here. As we got a crash here, caution on lap number 8, Dana Rogers in car 07. Around in turn 4 with a lot of damage to his right rear quarter panel. And to the bumper as well. Here we go. One full lap off of turn 4 here. The previous lap, lap 7. Let's see what happens here. Turn 3, still clear of anything. And now there's Brett Johnson. So it looks like if you get tagged in the bumper, offset bumps, this track, since it's such a tight turn, no luck to you. That one caused actually more damage than I thought they were. I know these bumpers are a little bit softer than, let's say, Xfinity or Cup cars or trucks, but still a decent amount of damage. Should not affect the performance though, just a little bit extra tire wear for the 07. Restack them back up. Should be going back to green flag on lap 12 or 13. Ryan Bay up another spot. He's up +3 now. Tied the biggest mover with Chris Walters. He's up 3 in car number 9. Jeff Stabnell's up 3 spots from 16th to 13th. Sean Pomeroy, same thing. Practice is not translating. Mr. Charles Wooten told me it was going to be a quick and easy breezy one because practice was looking so good. And, well, we're not starting off too good there, Mr. Charles. Also, whatever happens tonight, we're blaming Wesley. We have to blame Wesley. These guys have to endure my voice. These 9 viewers. These 9 poor viewers got to listen to my voice. Call this race with potentially caution-filled events. Here we go. Pace car is down. Going green flag on lap 13. Green flag back into the 5 with an okay jump. He's going to clear the 00. Ryan Bay, look at him go. Trying to take over second place. Going to move himself up 4 positions and does so cleanly. That's how you do it, utilizing the restarts to your advantage. Doesn't have the tire low, he's got the run. As you see the 13 and 17. Hunter Crum and Kyler Hope do battle. Kyler with the preferred lane does take that spot. Brightsman sees the door open. He's going to go underneath the 17 on Hunter. And he's going to try to make quick work of it. Very easy to do here apparently at the Bullring. Justin wants to know, when does the race actually start? That's a great question. I think it's now. I think we're getting racy here. We're still 2 wide in turn 3 and 4, completing their lap 15. Top 3 breakaway. Everybody else still stacking them up here. There's Troy Daggett. He's going to go around the 17 of Hunter. As Hunter now finally gets a break in the traffic, gets to the bottom lane. There goes the 9 Chris Walters. He's going to pass Brian Barnes. Brian now has the opportunity to get himself to the bottom, I do believe. Turn 3, single filed out right here. No, the number 2, Mr. Shiflett, he's going to quickly swoop in and take the preferred lane from Brian Barnes in car 4. 2 and 4 side by side down the back straightaway here on lap 18. Shiflett clears him. Now it's Jeff Stabnell's opportunity. Does he make a move or does he have to ride along the back of Brian Barnes? And oh, Troy Daggett taking an unorthodox line. I don't think he's supposed to be up there. Contact wreck back straight away. Looks like they're going to keep going straight, but man, oh, and the 52's around too. Multiple issues this lap. Paul Hoffman on lap 20 now also has to recover after that spin, and meatball for the car number 2. Ryder Shiflett cautions out. More smoke on the back straightaway. There was another wreck that happened. Not sure from who just yet. Look at the damage from Jeff Stabnow. He's got no bumper on the front of that thing. Looks like maybe Tyler thinking Tyler King might have been involved in this one. Shiflett really needed this caution. Oh, yeah, just Jeff Stab now. That's how he lost the front fender. Okay. This guy's getting a little aggressive. These short, look, and that's 2 cars now. Look at Tyler King. His car's broken. The right front has come disconnected. It looks like. Same thing with Ryder Shiflett. So apparently, the short track package, these things are not durable. That didn't look like a huge bump, but it was enough to rip the tire off directly off the axle. So Ryder Shiflett's got a meatball. Tyler King's got the meatball. They're gonna have to get this thing repaired. I think that's a minimum of 6 minutes to get that thing fully connected, and then of course you have the optional damage on top of it to get that thing sorted out completely before being in somewhat of a competitive shape. But by the time you're doing that, you're probably 15-20 laps down and not really there for the race anymore. So 3 cautions now, averaging about 4 laps each, so we should be around 12 laps before we go back to green flag underneath the caution. We're going to resume this race on lap 25. Kevin Smith out of that transactions did get past around the 29 once more, so he's going to be restarting in 2nd place where he's been for the decent amount of this race in particular. Kevin's been picking up his pace recently in the past few months. See if we can do anything better on this restart to help keep the 29 at bay, pun intended there. Car down, and green flag back in the air. Great launch by Devin. Gonna bring Ryan Bay with him quickly to the inside. Resuming on lap 25. Oh, Kyler Hope goes wide into turn 1 and 2. There's marbles already building up there, so when you go up that high, the car does not rotate. It's in the dirty stuff. And Stab now is still looking competitive after getting his nose ripped off from Tyler King's contact. Well, I see the 24 was unaffected. That was not his fault. That thing looks like a semi-modified and running some decent speed. This guy has a little bit of a blink situation. There comes Dennis Moore. This guy in the 44 is up for grabs and up for a good battle with Devin West in the Truck Series on Mondays, but not so much here in the ARCA Series. Oh, contact. Heavy hit from the 07. Dana Rogers off a turn 4 exit. He's now going to fall to the 03 with Sean Pomeroy and gets passed by Chris Walters in the 19 below. And he drives it in deep, gets loose. He's going to, a little synchronized spin with Troy Daggett. No caution. 2 cars underneath the apron is going to allow the caution. There is a Tango self-spin. Dane's had a little bit harder time. Get back and go straight. There's the contact. Car's hurting. He's already part of 1 caution. Little conservative exit there. That makes sense. And then just the car got loose. It was so loose. He had no opportunity. As soon as he hit the corner, he touched the brake pedal. That car just whipped it around. And Troy Daggett looked like he had a very, very similar approach into turn 3. So looseness might be the name of the game. Got to forward. You got to push that brake bias a little bit more forward. Maybe put it around 60% to help the car not get loose in corner entry. Loose is fast, but underneath your 5th caution on 31 laps, how fast can you go? Going this fast. What's this? 45 mile an hour? Charles, do you have any stats on the speed here? Pace speed 35 mile an hour is what I'm getting word of. So that's how fast we go. Pace lights are off. We're going green flag on lap 33. Ryan Bay. Let's see if he can get a good start over the 5. Kevin Smith trying to get that spot back. He's going to try to jump with the 5. He knows where he restarts. 33 laps in. Appreciate y'all joining in here. So we got 8 viewers. Just my voice here tonight. Wes Latland not here. Just me and Charles teaming it up. Pace lights are on, I guess. I guess the lights either turned back on. I think they did because they were too wide. They were going to that lap, so they had to reset at 1 lap. So now we're going to progress to lap 34 for this next restart. said Dole as in D-U-L-L, not D-O-L-E. Either one's the right answer. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, green flag. Back underway here on that lap 34. Great launch once more, being the race leader. So crucial, especially at short tracks, and this track in particular. It's a one-group facility, and if you can run the bottom, you are a tough cookie to pass. Ryan Bay clear of Kevin Smith from the outside. That's impressive stuff. Sean Breitzman trying everything with his Blizzard Toyota Camry to get around Kevin Smith here. Just not going to be able to do it inside preferred. Come to the 9. Chris Walters, he's going to try to make some moves here. Underneath the 17, Hunter Crum. Hunter doing a fantastic job keeping up so far. He might as well dip in now while he can. He's going to like take the outside one more time. 24 exit, he's clear. Preferred lane back to the 17. Contact between him and the 9. Thankfully the 9 did not get loose that time. Kyler Hope right behind the 17 of Crum once more. Lap 38 underway here. As we're quickly almost a third of the way done with this race. A little battle here. The 0-3 Sean Pomeroy trying to pass Mr. John Ottenbacher in car 89. John is doing fantastic, but at the end of the day, the second lane will fall to the inside every single time. Breaks over 3 car lengths. Kyler gets around Hunter this time, or at least I think Kyler maybe was trying to defend the outside or the inside lane. Hunter went to the top. Brian Barnes now back in the picture here, closing in on the 17. Coming up to complete lap number 40. Even though they're single file, it's still a good battle, nose to tail, short track style right here at the Bullring in Las Vegas. Lap 41 this time. So man, single files, take a quick look at your race leader, see where he's currently at. Got a half a second lead over Ryan Bay, who's that right there, half a second, looks about 3 car lengths of gap between the two drivers. Contacts happening right here. Brian Barnes trying to really mix it up with Kyler Hope right now. He's going to allow the 1700 to really space himself out momentarily as Kyler is driving with his mirror, not his windshield. Trying to keep Brian behind him. That Ford Mustang has a little bit faster speed underneath him. Past couple laps from race leader's been a little bit faster than Devin West. We continue to look at that. It's a 0.4 now, 0.3. Brian's got a little more consistency with the 29. Let's see if he can keep that going. Remember, this is not just for the race lead. This is to bettering themselves for the championship. It is the 5 versus the 29 on track, on the standings. This is why this battle is so important. As we're catching lap traffic here. And every time I go away from these two, they're going to duke it up. So here we go. Here's before he gets himself underneath the 13. I wonder if he muscled his way underneath the apron. You could kind of dive bomb these corners and not get flagged for it. Drop your car in the apron, shoot up the track. As Kyler gets loose, Brett Johnson almost slides up into his left quarter panel. Backs it down to 13. He's going to give that room. 13 loose. He's so loose on brake. He had to go into the dirty stuff. Now there goes the 19 as well. Chris White, he's going to pass. Here's the 44, Dennis Moore. He's going to pass. And just like that, one slip up at the brake pedal is going to cost the 13 3 positions in a matter of 2 laps. As we're just now 1/3 of the way done with this race. 13. Checking back on the race leader, still sitting about 0.4 is the average gap between the 5 and the 29. These two have a 3-second breakaway over 3rd place, Sean Breitzman. These two just keep gapping the field. We're 1/3 of the way through. We're going to go to our first commercial break cycle. We will be right back.
Welcome to Day Motorsports. Come on, check out what we got.
Thank you for keeping Day Motorsports in business for over 50 years.
What really sets On-Demand Shirts apart from everybody else is our people. Our people really care about every job that comes through here and they treat it as their own. That paired with state-of-the-art equipment that we use on everything that we touch, that's really what ends up providing the top-notch quality that you guys come to.
Hey, it's Wesley Outland, the voice of the Northwest Racing iRacing series on LSRTV and proudly again on the Community Radio Network. As always, we're excited for another season of the best iRacing Pacific drivers of the Northwest putting on a show that you all enjoy every Monday night. Join us also on LSRTV or listen on the Community Radio Network at wearecrn.com. The power of radio to the imagination of the listener, iRacing style, CRN LSRTV for the Northwest Racing Series.
Back to full screen caution on lap 60 just after pit road opened. A bunch of drivers came down for fresh tires and a full tank of virtual fuel. And the caution has come out on lap 59. As, let's see, when they crossed the line, let me see, there was only six drivers, it looks like, that did not come down pit road. No pit stops for the top four: Devin West, Sean Breisman, Chris Walters, and John Ottenbacher. So this will be interesting. Ryan Bay did make his pit stop on lap 59. So Ryan Bay, that 29 right there, 2 rows behind the 5, is on 59 lap fresher tires. This is gonna hurt. If they go green flag for a while, this is going to hurt Devin West a lot. Waiting for the pace car to drop, which it does. Green flag now out. Here we go, back underneath green flag. The 5 and the 46 get a great launch. This is going to greatly affect them. Watch in about 3 laps when the heat gets in the tires of the 29. Watch this man just take off. Oh no, crew. Great save by Chris Walters. We're going 3 wide at the Bullring. And it's not going to end well. Kevin Smith gets absolutely dumped. The spin from the 9 almost happens. He saves it. Great save. Kevin goes into the tire barrier. They're on the outside of turn number 1. Caution back out for the 6th time at the Bullring. LSRTV replays got you here. Let's see this chaos. Here's the back straightaway. Half a lap before the 00 finds his fate in the outside turn 1 tire barrier. Chris gets loose 3 wide and just pinches the top 2 up and slams it with actually his left rear tire. That could be some towage. That's going to be knocked out of the rear. At the moment, the way he rolls away, it looks like it's okay. But that looked like it hurt. And I think the 00 kind of pinched him up a little bit as the 44 gets his lap around. Go get your lap back, brother. That's going to be the 44 going from 1 lap down to your race lead. That lap is now held by 14 drivers. 14 on the lead lap. Everybody else 1 lap down and more. Your next one up for that lucky dog position. Sean Pomeroy in the 03. 2 laps to go before we go back to green flag. Just to show you what these cautions look like after 67 laps. We're going to go to the race summary. Presented by VA11.com. 6 cautions, 24 laps. And no lead changes. That right there, that stat is going to change drastically in about 2 laps. It's going to go from 0 to 1. And you probably won't see it change for a long while. As Ryan Bay with those fresh set of General tires will make that pass. It's inevitable. He was running the same time with the same amount of laps on the tires, but with the fresh set of tires, no chance for Devin West as soon as he clears the 46 as well. Going back to green flag this time. Pace car down. When do we see caution number 7? That restart was very hectic. A lot of action going on. First time we saw 3 wide, and we learned why 3 wide is not a thing here at the Bullring. Back to green flag. The 5 with a decent start over the 46. Ryan Bay matches the energy, though. Is going to drive it to turn 1 and just had to hit a brake because he was going to run over the 5. If not, does maybe Ryan Bay go to the top lane to make this pass? Would not surprise me. 1700 Crumb's going to look to try to keep that spot over the number 9, Chris Walters. He's doing a fantastic job so far. Makes it happen. Chris Walters not on fresh tires. The 17 is on fresh tires. Oh, he makes a great drive. Chris, oh no! No! Contact. 7th caution takes out the 19. It's Chris White finds himself stuffed. And again, stuffed into the outside wall. LSRTV replay once more. Gotchas. We're keeping Charles busy in the booth. The number 9, loosey-goosey. He's got old tires. He's spun out. That thing is slipping and sliding. He tries to mat down the throttle off the turn forward, and then weep. And then he overcorrects on accident and takes out the innocent bystander of the 19, Chris White, who lightly just nudges his nose into the turn 1 outside wall. Seven cautions. And we're 2 laps away from making it to the halfway mark in this race. 13 viewers. Appreciate y'all joining me and myself and I here tonight. No Wesley Outland. Just myself, Jeremy Stanley, calling the shots with Charles doing the production work. You know, Charles, I know they can't hear you, but what's the odds that Wesley gets done with his football game and then joins us? Alright. He gave me 0 chance. Okay, it's okay. He got caught with a weather delay in the football game that he's calling, so I don't know how long that thing was delayed for. Probably knocked him out here as we're getting close to halfway. We've only been live for 38 minutes on the YouTube, so race is kind of zooming by. Last time we talked to him 45 minutes ago, he was in the 3rd quarter, so I'm going to say he's not making it. One lap to green here. See Kevin Smith, he's coming out of pit road, getting his last second repairs done to that car. Pace car dropping. Justin, to answer your question, I don't know. I did not actually see that. I was looking at some other stats, missed the 33 doing so. Maybe we'll get an answer for you as I continue to look it over, but green flag back in the air. Here we go. This is Devin's only chance. Get him cleared, get another caution. Maybe. If he can hang on for like maybe 20 laps and then grab another caution, maybe then he'll come down pit road. Calling good the rest of the way. Here we go. He's actually holding a decent pace this lap over Ryan. Better drive off corner exit. I am currently surprised. Let's wait until the tire pressures actually build up in that 29. We'll see how fast Ryan Bay is from that point as the 1700 Crumb up only 1 spot, finds himself in that podium position, top 3. Hanging on, Kyler Hope currently in 4th, Troy Daggett in 5th, and then your biggest mover of the night, Dennis Moore in the 44, up 13 positions. It's currently in 6th place. That means he started this race in 19th. Found himself almost in the top 5, using the cautions to his advantage. And he's one of the drivers that took that pit stop on lap 59. Winning lap. Brady this time now. Oh, Dennis saves it. Great save. Oh, no, 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 no. Keeps a green flag. That could have been an easy flag for iRacing because of the speed difference. But good job, good heads up to not slide too far into somebody there and keeping the caution away for the time being. Oh, contact. 19 to the 52. Caution will be out. It's got to be out. Not yet. Not yet. There it is. Stopped right in front of the leaders. That'll do it. That'll trigger a caution every single time, stopping in front of the leaders. As the 52, Paul Hoffman gets tagged by the 19. Here we go. We're going to see it. Oh, Ottenbacher almost did the same thing in 3 and 4. Chris White coming into turn number 1. Just, hey, how you doing? Couldn't really see anything because John was on his outside. He didn't know the 52 was going to swoop in corner entry out as soon. And then all of a sudden the school bus of Paul Hoffman cuts across the nose and brings out the 8th caution here this evening. Restack them up here in the next couple of laps. There goes the 91, Scott Hutchinson. He is your wave around this time. This is going to put us back to 14 drivers currently on the lead lap. As he cycles back around here. Got the 2 to go signals. Restarting this race on lap 88. Doing it for Dale. A little bit past the halfway mark in this race. If you're just joining in, I know we have more viewers now than the beginning, so I'll just go over the point situation one more time. Devin West and Ryan Bay, the 2 drivers on the center of your screen. 1st and 2nd place on the track, also 1st and 2nd place in the points, only separated by 3 points. 3rd place driver, 96 point out, and that's Sean Breitzman, not in the playoff picture anymore. It's down to these 2, the 5 and the 29. So this win means a lot to each of these drivers. Ryan Bay has the fresher tires. He's the one 3 points behind. Right now he's in a great spot to capitalize and maybe put himself slightly ahead going into the final race next week at Chicago. Green flag. The 5 with an excellent start. Little tire spin, able to manage to spin at the same time. Ryan Bay is going to try the outside. Hunter Crum rather. Looked, but there's no grip from the 17 compared to the 29. Lap 88 completed here. Top 5, excellent start to this restart. Here we're on the bottom here. First lane, of course. 2nd lane, even if it's rubbered in a little bit at this point, it is just how this track's configured. There is no 2nd lane to be found. A lot of marbles up there on the top half of the track already. So as the rubber continues to build up the track, the racing groove that's already at the bottom doesn't get any wider, it gets more narrower. So even 2 wide racing might be a little bit difficult to complete. At this point, I'm surprised Ryan Bay is unable to make a pass over the 5 of Devin West, and Devin just has a great exit speed. The exit is so important here at this track. It's keeping Devin West up front. If there's any hiccup from the 5 on corner exit, you know Ryan Bay will be there. Closing in on 50 laps to go. When we get to lap 101, that'll signal 50 to go. As Kevin Smith drops back a few spots here. As we cycle the camera back through the field a little bit. Nova Zero currently in 10th place after starting in 2nd place. Had a great first half of this event. And then got turned by the 19C, got loose, or the 9 car rather, up into the outside tire barrier in turn number 1, setting him back. He's got some damage, of course, and that car has just not been the same since then, as he's just kind of hanging on, maybe getting another spot or two before this thing is said and done. There's the 19 right there, can swing up. The 0-3, Sean Pomeroy a little bit slow. Paul Hoffman makes a pass. The 0-3 really slow that time at 3 and 4. The bottom this time. Back to the battle. That's probably the strongest one on track and the most important. Is that race lead. As Ryan Bay is finally figuring it out. Cutting that car a little bit closer and a little bit closer each and every single lap. The difference is 2.5 tenths of a second. That last time through that corner set. And again, the same way, gets closer this time, loses it on exit. You see the difference, now 0.3.5. Hunter Crum doing a fantastic job there in third place. Car 17 able to hang on this time with the race leaders. So Hunter has something for Ryan Bay and Devin West possibly here. As next lap will be 50 laps to go. Here's Sean Brightsman, third place in points. To getting around the number 4, Brian Barnes. This is a battle for 7th and 8th, respectively. There's that 44 at Dennis Moore there, currently holding that 6th place. Brian drives it in deep, has to check up. As they close in on the 99 at Troy Daggett. Bumper to bumper on that 101 here. Oh, there's the contact. Domino effects into the 46. 46 going to drive to the inside of Dennis. As Dennis gets a little loose on corner entry. The 99, Troy Daggett, he washes up the track. Brightsman around Dennis. Now looking at Troy. They're side by side. Brian's going to try to stuff the nose in. Tries the net 3 wide. Not enough room. Cannot do it on corner exit. Troy Daggett goes into the marbles, allows Dennis to go by, allows Brian to go by. And now John Ottenbacher looking on the inside of turn 3. Gets him clear, no problem, just like that. That move to the outside is going to cost Troy Daggett 3 positions. Moves him back to P9. Brightsman now takes over the 5th place, top 5 column. As we're looking at the 4, Brian Barnes right behind Dennis. Maybe a touch bit faster. Bumper to bumper here. Lap 105. Ooh, took a quick look there as Dennis cuts him off. Trying to do a little bit different apex. 45 laps remaining in this thing. Pit stop should not be a thing, I don't think. At least not for fuel, maybe for tires. Not sure how that's looking at the moment. Turn 3 and 4 here to complete lap 107. Same picture between these two, but the only difference is look in front of the 5. Lap traffic once more. As soon as they caught the lap traffic earlier in this race, we had a caution. So this time they're going to have to go around some traffic. And let's see how they manage that. So far, the first car, very easy to work around. Dana giving them a ton of space. Lap 110 now this time. 40 laps to go next time around. We're going the Robar cage with the race leader. Looking ahead of him is the 52 there, Paul Hoffman in the school bus GM wrench, sponsored Chevrolet. Listen to the throttle. We're going to go 2 laps on this. Listen to the throttle control from the 5. There you go. There's 2 laps with the footwork of Devin West. Has he got around Paul Hoffman at the same time? There's more off throttle than there is on throttle. Back to the TV camera. You see the battle. Ryan is just there. He probably, I'm going to assume, he's got to use the bumper to get around. Even with the 59 lap differential on those tires. And actually, Devin West, the only driver to not make a pit stop at all. Everybody else has at least one stop, which I would imagine everybody's got a fresher set of tires. And yet the 5 is leading this race. It's very interesting how the 5 is. There's so much throttle control that he's doing. It's so smooth. Like, you don't see him get loose on entrance or exit. Like, he is finessing this car beautifully. Slight, just very minimal slide of the rear tire entering the turn 3 especially. And that just helps the car rotate, but it's planted when it gets to center. And on exit, you can tell because he drives away from the 29. Doesn't get close to the outside wall. Just the line is so buttery smooth. Like Charles Wooten's new iPhone 17 Pro Max. And here we go, caution out for the 9th time this evening. What's going on here? Who is the caution? Scott Hutchinson's on pit road this time. Looks like Jeff Stabnow maybe be a part of this as he's back in 16th place. Let's see if we can find out what happened. One driver on pit road, one car on camera. Might have found it. Oh, this is already caution period. They see the smoke in front of him. Oh, there we go. Kevin Smith, 00. He's not where he's supposed to be. Let's see if we can kick it back. Here we go. Replay. What happened to Kevin Smith? Oh yeah, loosey-goosey turn 3, man. It's just name of the game. That's Kevin was actually there earlier tonight. No, that was Troy Daggett, 99. Kevin Smith finally. That's the 3rd car that's parked there in turn 4 with the self-spin entering turn 3. Very treacherous corner for a car that's loose. Any type of looseness. Looks like it's more entry looseness than exit. So you just gotta, like I said in the beginning of this race, just move that brake bias up a little bit forward, about 60, 62%. You should have minimal chances of spinning out at that point. Of course, that is a in-car adjustment you can do. You do not need to come down pit road for that. You just turn the knob there on the dashboard if you're in the actual ARCA car, or if you're in the virtual world, you just have your hotkey set up for that, or just use your keyboard, which works effectively every single time. And the number 5 did take fresh tires. He loses the lead for the first time, and it's not the 29 leading, it's the 4 of Brian Barnes. And here we go, restart is out, the green flag rather is out. Here we go, we got under 30 laps to go. Brian Barnes all of a sudden in a position he didn't think was possible. As Ryan Bay was 3 wide, he gets loose, he saves it. Excellent car control by the 29. We still remain 3 wide. This is going to be tricky. Still 3 wide. The highest running points guys all bundled up here. Ryan Bay throttled. So he just got turned by Kyler Hope. The 10th caution, double digits on the yellow flags are out now. Ryan Bay is not going to be happy about this one, as he sees the number 5 of Devin West in P3. Ryan Bay drops back to 11th. Let's see what happened here. Great race. Great race. Still 3 wide, still 3 wide, and Kyler just misses his mark. Just, the 2 wide was already there. You can't drive up. Maybe he pressed the brake a little too late when it slid up a little bit too high up in the corner entry. Tags the left rear of Ryan Bay. And down pit road is not Ryan this time. Changed his set it. So Ryan Bay actually changed his tires with Devin West on the previous caution when Devin West had 59 lap older tires and was able to maintain pace. I'm kind of curious as to why Ryan did not try that. Stay out, keep the race lead, have the 5 several positions back. That might have been a game changer, but also fresh tires also always sound fantastic. So I see that call either way. But what could have been if Ryan decided to stay out? Could have he snuck out a race win? Now Brian, this 4 car, has the fastest car on the track, Devin West, right behind him in his mirror. That number 5 is going to be there in his mirror until he isn't. Let's see how that happens, by passing or by whatever the case is. Restarting this race on lap 129. 22 laps remaining when we hit the green flag. Can Brian do the unthinkable? Can Devin get right back to where he was? Oh, major tire spin for the 19 of Chris White. He's going to give that second place right to Devin West. No problems. As we get through turns 1 and turn 2. Looks like pretty cleanly inside the top 10 anyways. Here comes turn 3. That's where some of the issues have happened. Oh, 89 washes up into Chris slightly. Pretty good overall 1 and 2 this time. Brian Barnes continue to hold on to the race lead by 3. It's contact. Caution. Caution in the air for the 11th time. Brett Johnson, car number 7, destroyed. Rear end. Front end damage. Rear end damage. 20 laps to go. 11th caution in the air. Is this part of the comeback tour for Ryan Bay? Oh no, Kyler getting himself involved again with a little blinky blink situation. Gets loose, turns and crosses over the right rear of the 7 in a multi-car wreck here for the 11th caution this evening. Also right next to Ryan Bay. VA811.com race summary to show you what's going on here. 11 cautions, 42 laps, and we got 2 more to log down. So almost a third of this race was brought to you in part by yellow flags. Pace car lights remain on. So we're going to go 2 more, so 45 laps will be the total amount of caution laps if we stay green the rest of the way. Top 5 is going to be Brian Barnes, Devin West, John Ottenbacher, Chris White, Sean Breitzman, and Ryan Bay. Even though he wasn't 11th, he's moved up to 8th based on that last little restart. So that moves him up 3 spots. How many more can he gain? He's on the outside there in row 4. Pace car down, waiting for the green flag here right off the exit of turn 4. 3, 2, 1. Green flag. Green, green, green. Back in the air. And here we go. The outside's being tried. Can Devin do it? He's got the fresher tires, of course. First outside pass attempt made here this evening. Can it work? Can it work? It's so close to working. Brian's trying everything he can. The battle of his life. He's got side by side back under control momentarily. Caution. 12th time this evening. John Ottenbacher is going to lose a front fender and then some. Is he going to do a burnout to get back cycled around? And Devin West barely had the race lead. That lead should go back to the 5. Perfect timing on the caution for Devin. Back to John Ottenbacher. We see him 3 wide. Very impressive stuff. Clears that. 46 Breitzman underneath him. Ton of space given. Just loosey-goosey again off of turn 2. Looking just like what Kyler Hope did about 10 laps prior. So indeed, number 5 gifted the race lead. Brian Barnes has to feel a little robbed as the 07 goes back around the pace car, getting his lucky dog once more. If Brian would have just had that caution, half a lap difference, he might have had that nose over the 5. After this next restart, when the 5 has lane control, it's going to be all Devin West from this point forward. Ryan Bay is actually up to P4, believe it or not. Picked up 4 spots from that last little bit of green flag. So Ryan Bay is all of a sudden back to the picture. He did the damage control very well, very quickly. So in all, he's not going to lose too many points here. Ryan Bay on the same tire set as the 5 of Devin West, so that part doesn't matter. Just have to get around Dennis Moore and Brian Barnes to maybe make another stab effort at getting to the race lead. Pace car down, 10 laps to go at the restart. Okay, Devin West, hold on. Pick up yet another win this time for the 6th time. Here we go, green flag back in the air. Excellent start, side by side, second and third. Ryan Bay is going to use a little bit of bumper, gets himself loose. Dennis drives a little bit lower there to compensate for exit looseness. Oh, check up there in the center, trying everything, pushes Brian a little wide. Ryan Bay gonna maybe get a little anxiety trying to get around the 4 and the 44. He needs second place. Here he goes, getting around Brian for third. All but cleared. Now he is. There's one more. Dennis Moore. 7 to go up the line. Ryan doing get him back to second place after being turned 40 laps or 30 laps prior. Six laps to go, almost a full second lead between the 5 and the 44. Ryan Bay still trying to get to second place. This is your best battle on track at this moment. There is a couple other ones cycling through, but with now 5 laps to go. Every point counts, especially coming into this race. -3. He needs this to say -5, -6. And nothing more than just that deficit. 3.5 laps to go here. 1.1 seconds is the lead. Now 3 to go. 1.5 miles left. 45 of Devin West. All by himself. Hits his marks for 2.5 more times. Oh, we got a spinner in the back. He's underneath the white line. We stay green flag. That was Paul Hoffman in car 52. 2 laps remaining at the Bullring at the simulated Bullring Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Here we go. Second to final time in 3 and 4. White flag. The CRN white flag. 1 lap to go. All to this guy. He's got the same amount of wins as Ryan Bay coming into this race. That's no longer going to be the case after 3 and 4. The 6th win of the 2025 ARCA Series belongs to this guy, Devin West. Car number 5 going to bring Dennis Moore and Ryan Bay with him as your podium. Top 3 of the night. 14 viewers to end the race. Thank each and every single one for joining in. Drivers will quickly go through pit road and then end this thing off with their infamous high 5 salute. How much speed can these guys build up at a short track? Oh, he dodges. 44, I think that might have been. Oh, a little bit of a clip by the 29, not too much though. Oh, here comes, oh man, there's the dog pile. There's the dog over the wall. Multiple cars flipping. Sean Brightsman killed. John Ottenbacher's engines all but expired. Your race leader on the driver's side, twitching his wheel. And that's it. Car's toast, man. Who wants to drive down pit road and do one last whack? You can go back down pit road. It'll be fine. Every part of the track is on limits at this point. It looks like nobody is, and he backs it down. So there you go. Here's the unofficial results for tonight's race at the Bullring at Las Vegas. Devin West, Dennis Moore, Ryan Beige, your top 3. Brian Barnes and Kyler Hope round out the top 5. 6 through 10 is Sean Brightsman, Brett Johnson, Troy Daggett, Sean Pomeroy, and John Ottenbacher. 11 through 20th. You can find Paul Hoffman, Dana Rogers, Chris White, Hunter Crum, Kevin Smith, Jeff Stabnow, Scott Hutchinson, Chris Walters, Tyler King, Ryder Shiflett, and then the last 2, Frank Harris and Paul Newton. All right, so we're going to gather up our top 3, going to ask him a couple questions, and then set sail for this evening. So we'll be back here momentarily. Welcome to the post-race show for the Northwest ARCA Racing Series conclusions of the Bullring at Las Vegas. We got our race winner with us, the most dominant number 5, Devin West, coming into this with a 3-point lead over the 29 of Ryan Bay, who finishes 3rd. Devin West, congrats on your 6th win of the season. How you feeling?
I feel pretty good. I definitely tried a little bit harder this race than I think I normally do. Knowing the points battle was as tight as it was with Ryan. Obviously it paid off pretty well. I feel like I did everything I could tonight, obviously. Kind of curious to see where it ends up panning out points-wise going to the last race. Should be a pretty good show.
2 questions that go hand in hand. When you're the only driver not at the pit stop, the only driver on old tires, how were you feeling about that? And then right after that, when you still maintained pace with everybody else, then how relieved were you?
Yeah, I honestly fell asleep on that whole caution ordeal, and I saw Ryan pit, and I'm like, well, that's not good. So I was actually pretty scared. I knew the tires kind of at every short track in iRacing, kind of once they hit sort of a certain level of fall off, they just kind of stay there. I felt we could hit that, and I felt like I was still running decent, and so I wasn't too concerned, and I wasn't really looking to pit. And it caught me off guard that he pitted, and so yeah, I was pretty scared, but obviously it panned out pretty well, and then pitted late there, and it all worked out. So yeah, I don't know, it was I felt like I did everything I could to lose the race, and somehow things just worked out, so I feel very fortunate.
Well, you did perfect on the footwork there. We listened to your footwork late in the race, and you're just doing a phenomenal job with that. Congratulations on the win, man. Well earned. 6 wins of the season. Any shout-outs before we let you go?
Yeah, LSRTV, you guys are always great. You guys do a great job as broadcasters, and make it fun to go back and watch the race afterwards. Team LSRTV, Jeff, Dad, Sean, John, Brett, Those guys just showing up just to have a good time and help build sets when it matters. Big shout out to them. And then my sponsors, Effective Web Solutions, Motorsports Distributing, and Kinetic Custom Hardwood. And just one more shout out just to Ryan and Dennis and all those guys that show up to make this so much fun and so competitive.
I mean, appreciate your time there. As we're going to rotate now to second place, Mr. Dennis Moore. Dennis, a very eventful night for you. Up and downs, and somehow you came out of this thing in P2 after starting back in 19th place. Walk us through your night.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't belong up here. I bought the track right before the race started, and my first laps were during Q. So how I ended up here, I have no idea. I feel like I stole one. My brake bias was wrong. I had like 61%. It should have been up like 65, 66. But overall, it was a fun night. Lots of contact. I think I had 24X by the end of the race. But that's short track racing. A lot of fun there.
Yeah, it's not an official race. You can throw the X's out the window. It does not matter. You're involved in that little 3-wide wreck there. That was just you part of the learning curve of getting the track just right before qualifying?
I'm not sure which incident that was, but yeah, like these cars, if you don't drive them right, they just get super loose off. So I don't know if I had anything to do with the 3-wide wreck, but if I did, I apologize. I had no idea that I was 3-wide.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking of somebody else, but I thought that was you, man. But anyways, congratulations, dude. Great finish for just buying the track. I'm usually not shocked at this point when it comes to people. I ask them how they prepare for the day, and they said they didn't, and they still end up doing well. So that seems to be the concurring thing. And if you got skill, you got skill. It does not matter where you show up at. Dennis, congrats. Any final shout-outs for you?
Yeah, I'm not sure how much skill is involved today. A lot of luck, I think. But yeah, I want to shout out to you guys up at LSRTV, everyone in the league, especially the admins, Jeff and Sean, drivers committee, my teammates Ryan and Kevin, and Bomb Speed Setup Shop. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
I mean, you too. And then now we're going to rotate to third place, the second place in points. Ryan Bay, 5 wins. Great run here tonight. You thought you might have had it with the fresh set of tires. What was the difference between you and the 5?
Well, Devin is great at these short tracks, and I knew he'd be great. So unlike Dennis, I had to put in a lot of practice to try to do good here. My goal was a top 10. I was holding on with Devin there in second place for a while and got into some trouble. I think I might have gotten run over after me and Devin pitted on that second cycle there. But it ended up all good. Probably had the best that I could have gotten here. Maybe I could have gotten one spot if didn't get in a little scuffle there. But yeah, this is probably the best I could ask for going into the championship race next week. Devin or Sean can correct me, but I'm looking at the points, and me and Devin are 14 points apart. And I think with our drops, we may be tied going into the last race. So it's definitely going to be interesting.
Yeah, it'd be fun to see how the math falls on that one. I was actually surprised with you, Ryan. You did not, or I thought you were going to stay out whenever Devin came down pit road because he did so well on his old tires. I thought it might have you to flip the script. And then so you came down pit road, though, at the same time on lap 120, or whatever lap that was. What was the call to pit at the same time as Devin on that second pit stop of yours?
Yeah, that second one, I was trying to get him down, but then I decided to stay down. I was just maybe made the decision a little bit too late. I probably could have turned up at the last second, maybe tricked him. But yeah, I was just trying to get the best tires I had. Devin is much better than me at these tracks. I mean, most guys in here are probably better than me at the short tracks. But yeah, for me, in order to keep up, I just feel like I need to pit as much as I can, or else I might fall behind. Maybe I felt pretty comfortable around that time of that second cycle, so I probably could have stayed out and maybe tried to trick Devin into the pits, but it was pretty likely he was going to catch me back up and maybe even pass me back up. So I don't really have any regrets there. I did, I think, the best that I could there, other than the wreck, but it ended up good. We still ended up with the P3, and we'll see how we can do next week at another 1.5 mile track.
You did a fantastic job, man. I know it's your first season here, but you're a great fast driver. Just gotta chance it every once in a while, but I know it's playoff time and it's the final race next week, so understood with the strategy there. But man, shout outs tonight before we let you go.
Yeah, huge thank you to everyone that puts together this league. It's been a blast. This has been my first full season running with the league, and I've had a lot of fun. It's really awesome driving with the same guys every week. Go check out neum.app for an awesome iRacing stats website. Thanks, guys.
All right, man, that's it. That was Devin West, Dennis Moore, and Ryan Bay, your top 3 tonight. Congratulations to all 3 of y'all for finishing up in the top 3. Charles, thank you for pressing all the buttons for me. This has been Jeremy Stanley up here in the booth calling the race. Have a good rest of your night, guys, and we'll see you Monday for the Truck Series.